Right then, welcome back to the live coverage of the 24th JKTR FMSCI National Racing Championship. This is day one of the weekend. What a tremendous start we've had to the grand finale. We had a very thrilling Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup race where Mika Viduraj nicked it right at the end, and a very exciting Novice Cup race as well where Ruhan Alva nicked the championship away. Now it's time for us very quickly to go to trackside where we got Raman Banot just before the start of the LGB Formula 4 category race.
Well, this is a race category that we head into now, which is the most keenly contested of them all. It's the JKTR Formula LGB4 category. In a gap of 12 points, you've got 5 drivers in that standings. And of course, Vishnu Prasad leads the overall drivers standings, but the driver who starts off this first race of day 1 of round 4 on pole position in this race category, young Amir Saeed, is in fact 12 points adrift from the champion. He's 5th overall. Let's have a quick chat with him. He's right here. He's already notched up race wins for himself in this race category in his very first season, giving race wins to Ahura Racing as well. Amir, once again, a great chance for you starting off on pole.
Yeah, thank you. It's a good opportunity for us. We managed to put the car on pole in qualifying. And yeah, just looking to get a good start and control the race and hopefully get the win.
A lot of times we've had lots of advice coming through from Sarosh Ataria, the team principal. He's standing right here looking on very grimly. Doesn't want to give too much away before the start of the race. Just talk us through his inputs going into key races.
Yeah, no, Sarosh is a great help. But yeah, he's just told me, keep it clean and try and run away from the pack at the start.
How has it been moving on from the JKTR Novice Cup, where you won all races last season, to notching up race wins now in your very first season of the Formula LGB4?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I love driving with all these experienced drivers, my coaches, all the champions. So it's good to test myself against them, and the grid's really competitive, so it's a lot of fun.
Go well for the race today.
Thank you.
That's the young Amir Saeed. He seems to be just going from strength to strength. Over the last year, we've seen him progress, and of course, he starts off on pole, but the young driver who starts off on P2 is from M Sport, Mohammad Rayan, another youngster who's gotten better every race. Rayan, you've got a good chance now on the front row.
Yeah, obviously we had a good qualifying session, and then from here on it's just focus and move ahead, and we'll see the best driver shall win.
I'll go well for the race today. Won't take too much of your time. That's Mohammad Rayan, the young lad who's starting off on P2. He's on the front row. But let's have a quick chat with Diljit TS. Now, remember, Vishnu Prasad leads the overall drivers' standings all right, but the gap between him and some of the other drivers isn't much at all. Of course, Diljit would like to keep himself in the hunt. 3 races, championship on the line, the final round. There's the pressure now mounting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the first time I think the top 5 are fighting for the championship, because the championship is still open for everyone. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great battle between the top 5. Let's hope for the best.
Go well, Vijit. You've got all the experience being a former national champion yourself. You know what it takes to have nerves of steel. Any specific thoughts for the weekend?
I just want to finish and collect as much as points as possible, and secure my championship wherever is possible to finish.
Well, seasoned approach, seasoned thought. Go well. Let's very quickly have a chat with Ashwin Datta. He starts off on P4, another young, talented driver who's talked about his run during qualifying, and of course they're trying to do some last-minute adjustments to the car as well. Ashwin, happy with starting off on P4?
Very happy.
Yeah. What's the approach going to be like?
I'm just looking for a team 1, 2, 3 and seal the team championship by this race, and then yeah, let's see how it goes after that.
Go well.
Yeah, thank you.
Short and crisp, but that's the thought here. Not commit too much, but then put in the performance on the racetrack. As I said before, 12 points separating 5 drivers in this championship, in the National Racing Championship, JKTR Formula LGB4 category. So this race weekend, where 30 points are up for grabs, anything can happen. 10 of those points, as far as a race win is concerned, get decided in this race. And then there'll be another 2 races to come. on day 2 of the final round tomorrow. So this might just very well be setting the tone for things to come. Keep an eye out for Vishnu Prasad as well. Keep an eye out for Sandeep Kumar as well. They're down in this grid and they'd be looking to climb up the grid positions as the race progresses. So everything to race for. Don't go anywhere. Watch this race because it's going to be very exciting.
Right then, thank you, Raman. That was certainly very, very intense there. First race of this category of the weekend. Let's very quickly talk you through the starting grid. Young Amir Saeed starting at P1. Then you got Mohammad Rayan at P2. Diljit TS at P3. Ashwin Datta, another young race at P4. Arya Singh will start at P5. Not very sure if he's lined up. We'll get confirmation soon. You got Viswas Vijay Raj at P6. You got Tijil Rao at P7. Vishnu Prasad, at the moment the championship leader, at P8. Chasing him in the championship race, just 2 points behind, Sandeep Kumar in P9. Then you got Raghu Rangasamy, a former champion, P10. Bala Prasad and Meera Ereda in row number 6. Following them will be Shrey Diwan in P13. And you got Deepak Ravi Kumar P14. Ashok Lal P15. And you got Yukeshwaran Krishnavelu in P16. Abhinav Reddy P17, Bashir P18, and Akshay Kapoor, who comes from Gurgaon, starts at P19, right at the back of the grid. And from the visuals that we can see, I don't see Arya Singh lined up on the grid, and that could be a big blow, because remember, he's third. You see the left on your screen, P5, that's empty, and that's where Arya Singh was supposed to start from. He was 9 points behind Vishnu Prasad in the Drivers' Championship. He was on 41, Vishnu's on 50, and well, this is going to be a big miss as far as Arya Singh is concerned. We're not sure why he's not participating. Is there an issue with him or the car? We'll get that information as and when we can. But 1 minute away from the start of this race, the final race of Saturday, that's today, and the first race of this category, the LGB Formula 4. We'll have 15 laps in this race. As you see the green flag being waved, that means they're off for the formation lap. A very interesting battle there as I'm joined by Raman Banot in the commentary box. Raman, first of all, two young lads right at P1 and P2, Amir Saeed and Mohammad Rayan. They certainly want to be proving the point that they're not here to just pull up the numbers. They are here to rub shoulders with the big guns. Amir Saeed has already got a podium finish in this season. Then you got that two dark dawns of Ashwin and Diljit TS, and after that you've got that little P8 and P9 area where you got the championship leader and the chaser who's 2 points behind him. That's Sandeep Kumar, and throughout the racetrack till the top 10, you can see, everybody would be challenging.
And Karthikeya, I think what is very interesting is going to be the fact that, as you said, on P5 we couldn't spot Arya Singh's car, which means that Tijil Rao, who's on P7, will actually have a clear sight of track ahead of him because there won't be a car in front of him. So Tijil Rao will come back to it as the cars line up on the grid. It's going to be really interesting to watch how things unfold here. Quickly updating you on what the championship standings look like. Vishnu Prasad is the overall championship leader with 50 points. On 48 points, just 2 points behind him is Sandeep Kumar. Then is Arya Singh, who's third on 41 points. Then Diljit TS with 39. And on 38 points is the young Amir Saeed. So that's how the top 5 line up as far as the overall championship is concerned. Cars, of course, going through the formation lap at the moment of the picturesque Kavi Motor Speedway. It's a lovely track, 2.3 kilometer long with a fair share of challenges on the tight corners. You can see that C1 has been refurbished and redone over the seasons. It's a much tighter left-hand corner first, forcing the drivers to brake as they come down the straight, go into that sharp left-handed turn, and then the right-hander earlier, it just used to be a very longer straight down into a tight right-hand corner. And talking about how the grid lines up for this race, of course, Amir Saeed gets another shot, starting off at pole position. Qualifying time of 1 minute 17.046 seconds was the fastest. Mohammad Rayan of M Sport was second fastest in qualifying. Diljit TS, Ashwin Datta were pretty much close to those kind of timings. The important thing mentioned by Ashwin Datta during the pre-race talk was he would love to see a Dark Dawn 1, 2, 3. Dark Dawn Racing, remember they have cars on P3 and P4. Diljit TS and Ashwin Datta. Arya Singh would have been on P5, but we'll have to wait and watch because I don't think Arya's car is on the racetrack, so that slot at P5 lies vacant. Vishwas is on P6. Tijil Rao starts off on P7. Is another Dark Dawn Racing driver. He's on P7. So the battle's going to be interesting because Tijil's on P7, Vishnu Prasad's on P8, and Sandeep Kumar is on P9. The gap between Sandeep and Vishnu is just 2 points in the overall championship. They start on P8 and P9.
So certainly exciting from start to the middle of the racetrack. The grid as far as concerned. The extra formation lap also done. 5 seconds to go before we start the race. All are reds. And off they go. Oh my word, no start for Mohammad Rayan. A very good start there for Amir Saeed. He was off the blocks very, very quickly. And in fact, a decent start for Diljit TS and as well Ashwin Datta. It's Amir Saeed who's kept the race lead. The red car, you see, car number 23, the lad from Kottayam, Kerala. And he will be put under intense pressure from Diljit TS. Diljit TS would be loving this. And then you see there in the background, there's that incident. One of the Ahura racing cars, and if I'm correct, the second is the Avalanche Racing as well involved. You get that confirmation now, but a very good start for Amir Saeed. He's been there with the big guns, and let's see how things have lined up for Vishnu Prasad. I think it's been a decent start for Vishnu as well. He's held on to his position. There's that incident we were talking about at the back end of the track. One of the Avalanche racing cars and Ahura racing car colliding there. Although it seems that both were okay to rejoin the race. Amir Saeed, Diljit TS, Ashwin Datta, there you are. And then you got Vishwas, Vijay Rao, Tijil Rao, Vishnu Prasad, all in the mix of things. Amir Saeed leads, Diljit TS closely behind him, Ashwin Datta there as well. And Sandeep Kumar has moved up to 6th while Vishnu has moved up to 5th. So that's the battle. And oh, we saw that for a moment. That's one of the M Sport that's just gone out. I think that would probably be the end of the race for that M Sport. We'll get the confirmation which one of these drivers was. But it certainly did look like one that would end the race. This is what happened, coming in on that corner, breaking in too hard. You see the smoke coming out.
And I dare say that is probably Vishnu Prasad.
Oh yes, that.
Because he was the one who was running 5th at that point of time, and it's his car that's gone off the racetrack. Oh, disappointment for a former national champion. It seems that his car went off the track onto the gravel. The wheels locking up. Yes, Rahul Rangasamy is still in the hunt, but Vishnu Prasad's car went off the racetrack in that incident you just saw on the replay. The race leader though is Amir Saeed. He's followed by Diljit TS, and then there's Ashwin Datta who makes up the top 3.
Diljit TS has put in the fastest lap of this race in just lap number 2, 1 minute 17.307 seconds, and look at that, he is chasing Amir Saeed down. Will be very interesting to see if Vishnu did actually rejoin the race, because the tires were revving, the engine was running. So as long as that's there, he can rejoin, and he's the kind of character he is. I know that he will want to rejoin the race, and he would want to wrestle his way up the traffic there. If I'm could be the yellow card that we saw just a few moments back, could be of Vishnu Prasad. But right now, the pressure is on young Amir Saeed, and it's coming in from the pro in Diljit TS. And you know, Diljit himself, a very, very aggressive driver. And now is Sandeep, who's moved up to 4th with Vijay Viswas dropping down to 5th.
But credit to the young lad, Vishwas Vijay Raj. Credit to him, the young lad from Nellore, who's racing for Ahura Racing. The fact that you know, he's sandwiched on that racetrack between some very talented drivers, some former national champions as well, and the defending champion Sandeep Kumar in the mix as well. So, you know, to have stayed in the top 6, top 5, given that battle that was unfolding, credit to the young lad.
Certainly, and I think credit to Amir Saeed as well so far for fending off the pressure from Diljit TS. Only his first season in this category. Remember, the LGB Formula 4, he was in the Novice Cup category last season where he won the show 12 out of 12, and he's made that step up to the big boys, and he's got a podium finish. He's got a race win as well already, so clearly showing great promise and great progress is Amir Saeed, and he's here now under pressure, and I don't want to use the word tormented by Diljit TS, but it looks certainly like that. He's right behind him as Diljit, and he's not letting him even breathe for a second.
Well, he's showing the big boys that he belongs to this category, the Formula LGB4. Does Amir Saeed. He talked about his previous season in the JK Tyre Novice Cup. 12 races, each and every race of the season, and in his very first season now with Ahura Racing with Formula LGB4. He's got race wins, he's got points, 5th in the overall driver standings, leading this race ahead of former champion Diljit TS, with another champion in the mix, Sandeep Kumar, currently running 4th, he's the defending champion. I think credit to this young lad.
Absolutely, and I think the kind of humbleness as well he showed after winning the Novice Cup category 12 on 12 shows that, you know, he's a very grounded, a humble lad. He wants to just get on with racing. You don't see him around a lot of parties and all, so that tells you his focus is right, and that is something that should be there for a young budding racer, or in fact an athlete of any discipline, to you know, when you want to rise up in the sport.
Look at the race timings that have been clocked. Just 3 drivers, in fact now 4 drivers, including Sandeep Kumar, in the top 5. 118. Vijay Rao is currently running 6th, but he's looking to catch up, close the gap between him and Vishwas Vijay Raj.
4, if I'm correct, 4 Dark Dawns in the top 6, and I think Ashwin would be delighted with that. He'd be happy because he said he wanted Dark Dawn 1, 2, 3, but it's as long as they're all among points, and will be very interesting. Still waiting for that confirmation of Vishnu Prasad has joined back or not. If he hasn't, then well, Sandeep Kumar is in for a treat. He'd get a few points. He'll move up ahead of Vishnu in the Drivers' Championship, and the TS2 will also be getting close to him, closing that gap. Now, coming through that corner 3 and onto that back curve is Amir Saeed, who's done ever so well. 1/3 of the race gone. He started from P1, had the race lead after corner 1, and he's kept that lead as Amir Saeed despite the pressure from Diljit TS. And I think what Amir Saeed does from the way things, the way you see him driving, the way things work out, is that he just doesn't care who's behind him or not. He focuses what's ahead of him, and I think that's one of a decent approach. If you are the race leader and you want to make sure you keep the race lead with you, you don't focus on what's behind, you focus what's ahead. And at the moment he is leading Diljit TS despite all the effort, all the pressure he's put in. He's still chasing him in second, breaking in a little hard there, the Diljit TS, but all's well for him. Slight smoke coming out of the tires as he got the Dark Dawns now chasing like a pack of wolves, trying to get that race lead from Amir Saeed, but this young man, he has impressed each and every one so much.
So look at that, he's just trying to adjust the racing line. This is what's happening. Top 6 is clear about. 7th is Raghu Rangasamy, 8th is Bala Prasad. Vishnu Prasad, he's rejoined, he's currently running 9th. And then there's Meera Erda as well, who's on the racetrack, the driver from M Sport. So it's effective to see how the grids wrap is going. And Mohammad Ryan, whose card stalled on the racetrack, well, I think that was a disappointment for Team M Sport.
And one, as you were speaking, it was Vishnu Prasad who had moved up to 8th, overtaking his teammate Ragul Rangasamy. Ragul was 8th, Vishnu was 9th, and by the end of that lap, he had moved up ahead to 8th. So, you don't expect anything else from someone like a Vishnu Prasad. He may be starting at the back of the grid. He will make sure that all of them and all of those who's in front of him will know that he's there and he's coming for you. He's that kind of a character, and I won't be surprised by the end of the 15 laps that we have in this race, he may be in the top 5 as well, although very difficult, but still, he's someone who can do it.
Oh yes, and it's a 15-lap race, remember. It's a 15-lap race, remember. 7 laps gone, and we're now seeing Amir Saeed still leading this race. Diljit second. Sandeep Kumar, remember, there was a 2-point difference between him and Vishnu Prasad in the overall driver's standings. If Sandeep can finish, if he finishes 4th, we'll talk more about that. This, of course, is the view of race control. That's Rajan Syal. You can see him, he's got a hawk eye on the proceedings of all that's transpiring in the race. That's the view that they get in race control. The cameras positioned across different areas of the racetrack to ensure that the drivers adhere to all racing rules and norms. They've got a hawk eye view of all that's transpiring, keeping an eye on any naughty stuff that the drivers might be indulging in on the racetrack during the race.
I think they do a tremendous job, don't they? They want to make sure, and they do make sure that each and every race is as fair as it can get. If there is a doubt, they come to us, they look at the footage, they review the footage, the broadcast room, and then they make sure that they make a well-informed and a correct decision.
Well, yellow flag's out meanwhile, and the safety car is going to be coming out on the racetrack as well. There's probably been an incident as we speak, which is why you could see the drivers slowing down, raising their hand, letting the competitor know right behind them that they're slowing down because the yellow flag is out. And you can see the board for the safety car. I wonder what the incident was, because there seems to be some sort of an obstruction on the racetrack, which is why the safety car is going to come out till the time that obstruction isn't cleared from the track, and racing can resume once again. There you see it. Safety cars on the track and slowing everyone down.
Just see what happened. Sandeep there keeping a close eye on proceedings. Sandeep Sharma keeping a close eye on things there, assisted by Sai on his right flank, the young lad with the bun. So now this might just play in favor of Vishnu Prasad. The safety car coming out and all that gap that was there, that's taken away now.
Absolutely, it'll play in the favor of the M Sport cars, remember, with the safety car out on the racetrack. Now they're all bunched up together, so the gap that had opened up between Amir Saeed and the Dark Dawn Racing drivers with the mid-pack, that has all evaporated now. That's all gone now.
Remember, no overtaking allowed behind the safety car. You have to follow the safety car, and you can see all those 4 M Sports are bunched up together. Obviously, there are a couple of cars ahead of them before they get to that herd of Dark Dawns. That's Hari Singh.
Conversation of champions is what I call it.
Absolutely.
Hari Singh on one side, Gaurav Gill on the other.
So much to learn, and I think there's just so much. If I could count the wins under both of their belts, it'll take me the weekend. I still might not complete that.
Yes, of course, they've done the country proud as far as rallying is concerned. Had their fair share as far as Gaurav Gill is concerned. Had his fair share of road racing earlier before moving on to rallying. Of course, the only Arjuna awardee in motorsport in the country.
So you see that bird's eye view from the drone at the beautiful Kari Motor Speedway. Sunny Kumar, COC. He's also making sure everything's in order as the safety car now goes back into the pits. This will be interesting now. Let's see how young Amir Said deals with the pressure that will be behind him. He's slowed everyone down. Maybe he realizes that the straight is his strength. And now Sandeep Kumar trying to make move on the inside on Ashwin Datta. He's got a decent lead that he's built up. And also Vishwas Vijayaraj coming in on the inside. In fact, he's moved up to third now as Vishwas Vijayaraj. This has proved out to be very good for the Ahura Racing team as the safety car goes into the pits. Amir Said maintains the lead, and Vishwas Vijayaraj from fifth has moved up to third, pushing Ashwin Datta and Sandeep Kumar back.
Well, somewhere in the pit lane, there's a very smug and happy looking Saroj Chataria, team principal of Ahura Racing. He'll be very happy with the way things are going right now.
Absolutely, he'll be delighted, and I think a bit of disappointment there for Ashwin Datta and Sandeep Kumar, because the both of although Sandeep is I call him a young racer, still a young lad, but they have been part of this setup for a while, so they'd be a tad bit disappointed. This is GTS Racing, that's Diljit TS's own racing team that runs in the Novice Cup category.
Correct, and of course they'd be supporting Diljit in this race, hoping that Diljit notches up a race win if possible. But for the moment, it's Amir Said who's leading the pack, and he's had a very good race so far. 9 laps gone, we just completed the 10th lap, which means 2/3 of the race is over. Another 5 laps need to come.
I think from what we've seen, I think Vishwas Vijayaraj, who had moved up to third, I think he's lost his way somehow, and he's dropped out of the top 6. And Vishnu Prasad there, I told you, by the end of the race, won't be surprised if he's there in the top 5. He's moved up to 6th now as Vishnu Prasad. He's someone who just never gives up. And then you see the swarm of yellow wasp, I call them, the M Sport. They are slowly and steadily inching their way up ahead, and they've pushed one of the avalanche cars behind.
Now, Sandeep Kumar is the last of those dark dawn racing incident that happened on the straight. Of course, the camera crew has been watching overtime, haven't they, Karthikeyan?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. But let's get back to racing action here with Amir Said leading. What a wonderful job this young man has done. Diljit TS has put a lot of pressure on him throughout this race from lap 1, but he's not let that go. In fact, had a great strategy to come out when the pit lane was when the safety car was on.
11 laps gone, this is the 12th lap. Amir Said still holding off the challenge. Which you saw both cars coming away damaged. Of course, Vijay Rao's car sustained a broken nose. And it seems as if Vishwas Vijayaraj also had to go into the pit lane. So a disappointment for both those young drivers.
You can see Bala Prasad also in that pack of yellow, following Vishnu, and then you got the car number 99, Raghu Rangasamy, a former champion himself. All the M Sport, those 3 of them are trying to chase down the Silver Arrows, the Dark Dawns ahead of them.
And look at what's happened here. Sandeep Kumar is in 3rd. Now, Amir Said is the race leader, all right. Diljit is running 2nd, and I get a feeling here that Sandeep Kumar is the one who's moved into 3rd place. And right behind him is Ashwin Datta. So if Sandeep Kumar finishes 3rd and Vishnu Prasad finishes 5th, they would be tied on points going into the last 2 races of this championship.
So certainly will make it even more interesting for a Sunday. A perfect Super Sunday lined up for the LGB Formula 4 category. But Amir Said there on your screen has done a remarkable job here. He's kept the big boys at bay, had to deal with the safety car as well, had to deal with a lot of pressure from Diljit TS as well. And he's in fact now opened up a bit of a
Racing rules per se. Now we will head into the final lap of the race. 14 laps done. Amir Said still leading by almost a 1.5 to Diljit TS, and then Sandeep Kumar, a distant 3rd, who's almost 3.5 seconds behind Diljit. So there's no way in which, unless there's an incident, but Sandeep catches up or overtakes Diljit. The important thing is, can he hold on to that third place?
Well, this will now certainly make the Drivers' Championship even more interesting, with Amir Saeed getting those 10 points, closing in on Vishnu Prasad, Sandeep and Vishnu being tied on points as well. Diljit TS gets healthy 8 points as well. That's a bit of a boost for him too, for Diljit TS. So, well, it will be tremendous. I can guarantee you it will be action-packed and entertaining right till the very end in this category on the grand finale. That's tomorrow, Sunday. But at the moment, concentrating on this, exactly what we were speaking. Now, Ashwin Datta has in fact overtaken Sandeep Kumar. Sandeep is now trying to hold back Vishnu Prasad while Ashwin Datta is ahead of him. Well, what's happened there? It is Amir Saeed there, car number 23, leading the race, followed by Diljit TS. And now the battle for third between Sandeep and Ashwin, along with Vishnu chasing them. This certainly is exciting. And Amir Saeed there winning the race. He's enjoyed that. This young lad takes the checkered flag. Amir Saeed, your race winner. Diljit TS comes in second. And it is Ashwin Datta who comes in third. Sandeep drops down to fourth. Vishnu comes in fifth. Well, so now they're not tied on points, will they?
No, they're not. In fact, Vishnu Prasad will stay 1 point ahead of Sandeep Kumar. That's how it's going to turn out to be. It's really action-packed. You'll have to say that as far as the overall driver's standings are concerned. With a 5th place finish, Vishnu Prasad will move up to 54 points. That's as per the provisional results that we can share with you. And with the 4th place finish, Sandeep Kumar will have 53 points, so he's going to be 1 point behind Vishnu Prasad in the overall driver standings. But what's interesting, Karthike, is that Amir Saeed, with a race win today, moves up to 48 points. So he is now within striking distance. He
Absolutely.
is just 6 points behind Vishnu Prasad with 2 races to go. And Diljit TS is going to be only 7 points behind Vishnu Prasad with 2 races to go. So the top 4 now making the battle very interesting indeed.
Can you imagine if R.S. Singh had participated in this race and he'd got some few points under his belt? That'd be the top 4, 5. Any one of those 5 could go on and win the championship tomorrow, and that's the beauty of this category.
Yes, so effectively another race win in the season for the young Amir Saeed. He's converting that promise into performance. The young lad who'd done so well in the JK Tyre Novice Cup has carried that form into the JK Tyre Formula LGB4 category in his very first season, in the rookie season. He's gone on and registered race wins driving for Ahura Racing. Very creditable indeed. Diljit second, Ashwin Datta is third, and most importantly, with 2 races to go in the championship in this category, only 7 points. That's the difference. Only 7 points separate the top 4.
We started the day with only 12 points separating the top 5. Now it's 7 points separating the top 4 or 5. So that tells you 4. So that tells you that it's getting even closer. If not, no one's going away. This is like after you, and maybe it's tomorrow, Sunday, after the third race, one of them will say, "Don't mind if I do." Tremendous action and wonderful stuff from Amir Saeed, the young lad from Kottayam, Kerala, goes on to win the race. Absolutely dominant performance despite all the pressure coming in from Diljit TS. Started at P1 and he made sure that he kept that lead with him. Got the lead at corner 1 and he kept it that way. He made that a habit in the Novice Cup category last season, but mind you, this is no novice category. This is where the big boys race in the LGB Formula 4, and he has done it once again. His second race win for Amir Saeed. Let's very quickly take you through the highlights of this race. When the 5 reds go off, is off they go. Was a disappointment for Mohammad Rayan. The car stalling there initially and never could get off the blocks. And as you see there, young Amir Saeed getting the lead. There's a bit of incident between one Avalanche and one Ahura Racing car. Both of them were okay to go. This is where Vishnu Prasad, who was putting pressure, just had a bit of incident, got off the track. Luckily for him, the engine was still running and he could get back on the racetrack to race. And there you see, that's how far behind Vishnu had dropped. But Vishnu being Vishnu, perhaps there was so much pressure on young Amir Saeed from Diljit TS that could have gone wrong anywhere. But Diljit TS, the seasoned campaigner he is, he knew that if he can't catch up with Amir Saeed, the least he can do is at least get a second place. Mr. Syal and Mr. Sharma there keeping a close eye on proceedings around the racetrack, making sure everything is fairly done and contested. This is where there was a bit of an incident when the safety car had come out and all the lead and all the gap that was there was taken away. Amir Saeed there stalled, slowed down and then got off, and that meant that he continued to keep the lead and in fact got that little gap between breathing space between himself and Diljit TS. This is where Vishnu Prasad and his teammates of M Sports started to make their move. They were around 8th, 7th, 9th and slowly, steadily started to move up. And you see that battle between the silvers and the yellows going on off the track for a moment. There was one of the racers, but no such drama at the top with Amir Saeed comfortably keeping the lead despite all the pressure from Diljit TS. That shows you the character of this young lad. Now coming into the final lap of this race, and it was all done and dusted. You can see he was in fact increasing the... Here are your race winners, the young lad. You can actually almost see the smile even behind the mask for young Amir Saeed in the red suit. At 1, Diljit TS coming in second, Ashwin Datta there third. And joining them on the stage is none other than the great man himself, Gaurav Gill. You see Gaurav Gill on the right, the only Arjuna awardee in motorsports, multiple time champion in multiple races across different countries. He's been an icon for young motorsport lovers of this country. And it's always great to have him back here at the Kari Motor Speedway. It's always great to have him around here with and interacting with young racers, just giving them tips, a pat on the back here and there for a young lad makes your day. It's certainly, you know, a selfie. I got a selfie with him and I couldn't sleep for a couple of nights. So that tells you kind of effect that he has on these young racers, and having him around, absolutely wonderful. So we've had 3 races today. All 3 of them have been absolutely terrific. We got your race winner Amir Saeed, followed by Diljit TS and Ashwin Datta. Tremendous from Amir Saeed. A great result for Team Ahura as we go down to the distribution area where we got Raman Manod catching up with the winners.
Well, for someone who was saying he was happy with the qualifying on P4, he finishes up on the podium in 3rd place. Ashwin, congratulations.
I mean, it's good to be on the podium after a while. It's been a while. Just happy, but I think we're just looking forward for the driver championship as well. I think the team is sealed, so let's get Sandeep up
Well, you
there.
talked about a 1, 2, 3 for Dark Dawn Racing in this race. In the end, it turned out to be 3 Dark Dawns in the 4, which is not bad at all.
It's not bad, 2, 3, 4. It's not bad at all, but yeah, looking forward to the next 2 races and more 1, 2, 3s. So yeah, let's see.
Well, go well.
Thank you.
Quick chat with Diljit TS. Diljit, you know, it's interesting when you look at the overall Drivers' Championship and you find now, with just 2 races to go, there are only 7 points that separate the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting, and since I didn't get the second best lap time, so the 3rd race I'm going to start last on the grid. So that's going to make it a little difficult for me to come all the way from the last and to get some points, and so I'm really looking for
A good start off the line, which we did. We defended into turn 1. No one was really around, so that was fine. But they made some changes to the turn 1 and 2, which made it a lot tighter and no margin for error. So that was a little tricky throughout the race, but we managed to do that. And yeah, the safety car came out. We got a good restart and we controlled the race and won the race.
Happy with the way the cars handled in these conditions?
Yeah, definitely. For sure, the team has put in a lot of work. and that's the reason I was able to be so consistent throughout the whole race. And yeah, big thanks to Hura Racing. But yeah, it was a good win.
That first race win for you, and if you know, and for Aura Racing in this race category a couple of rounds ago, did that really add to the self-belief in the way you're racing? And I saw a much more exuberant celebration once you crossed the finish line today as compared to the first time you won.
Yeah, no, it was. That was also very special to bring Ahura their first win, and all of the mechanics that had never won before. And yeah, no, it's always a nice feeling.
Well, go well, enjoy the moment, and I'm sure your teammates are waiting for you.
Thank you so much.
Amir Saeed there notching up another race win for Ahura Racing, and interestingly, the gap now between him and the overall Drivers' Championship leader, Vishnu Prasad, is now down to just 6 points. And as I said before, only 7 points separate the top 4 drivers who were there in the mix. Vishnu, Sandeep Kumar, the gap is down to just 1 point between those two. And then there's Amir Saeed, and don't forget Diljit TS as well. So it promises very exciting race action. That's going to come up on day 2 of round 4, which is the final round of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship. It's time for us to wrap up proceedings for the day. But don't forget, we'll be back again tomorrow with more live race action and, of course, the crowning of champions.
Thank you.